Hey there, what's happening? This is Eric Duncanson coming at you from my home office in beautiful Marietta, Georgia. And I want to thank you for joining in on this YouTube experience. My wife and I are known as the LAPTOP-PRENEURS, and our passion is to help you to grow revenue streams online and to do that profitably. And that's whether or not you're totally brand new or if you're simply confused, stuck, and overwhelmed, trying to figure this whole thing out. Well, if that's the case, you are definitely in the right place. Now, if you like the information we're providing here, definitely like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's right. Go ahead and become part of our tribe by subscribing, right? And also, I'm very excited about the topic that I'm going to cover today. One of my favorite topics, actually. This is actually video 1 in a series of how to explode your YouTube channel. Let me say that again. How to explode your YouTube channel. And so I'm going to talk today about taking advantage of a challenge to explode your channel. So let's say you're starting out with 0 to 2 subscribers, right? Starting from nowheresville, and you want to explode that channel. Now, there are certainly a lot of different things you can do to grow that channel. There are software you can use to help to develop it. There's various marketing approaches that you can utilize to attract subscribers to your YouTube channel. But I want to start at the basics, at the fundamental. You know, one of the things you need to do to really be a YouTuber is to focus on your mindset and to create a certain amount of momentum. Yeah, momentum, that's a powerful word, right? Because when it comes to growing your channel, your momentum, your energy is going to spread out across the atmosphere, and it's going to actually attract people to your channel. And when they come to your channel, they're going to want to subscribe. And so you want to build that subscriber list, because as you build that subscriber list, there are all sorts of advantages with YouTube. YouTube will send your video out so more people see it. You're going to be able to make more sales for your business or your product, or building a team. Whatever you're trying to do on YouTube, it's going to be a lot easier to do it if you actually grow and expand the subscribers to your channel. So let's talk about 5 reasons, the top 5 reasons that you should go ahead and take advantage of that YouTube challenge. Now, before I do that, I'm going to talk about some of the reasons why people don't do it. First of all, it can be extremely intimidating. By its very nature, a challenge is designed to make you a little bit nervous, create those butterflies in your stomach, right? Because it's going to take you beyond your comfort zone. It's going to take you beyond your standard operating procedure. In other words, you probably feel like, hey, I'm working as hard as I can already. Why should I put anything else on my plate, right? And you're probably thinking, boy, those challenges can be very, very hard. I'm going to have to learn new stuff, and I'm going to have to work harder than I normally work. Well, first of all, adjust that mindset, right? Because we're talking about leveling up, not leveling level. We want to level up. So one of the things that you're going to want to do is adjust your mindset so that, yes, you are ready to take that challenge. But let's look at some of the other reasons why people fear a challenge. By its very nature, a challenge tends to be very competitive, right? Because a lot of times in these challenges, people will give away prizes. And so it's designed to not only that you compete against yourself, but you're competing against other people. And the thing about a challenge that's also very challenging, a lot like a sports competition, people in a challenge are usually highly motivated. So not only are you competing against people who don't really care, you're competing against people who are highly motivated. So that can make it even more intimidating. And then you're thinking, well, what if I can't complete the challenge? I'll be a failure. So definitely fear of failure, right? But then there's also fear of success, because what if I'm able to operate on a certain level? Do I have to stay at that level? So there's fear of success as well. There's a lot of fear associated with challenges. But let's talk about some of the benefits, or actually 5 reasons that you should go ahead and do that challenge. So here's number 1. A challenge helps you to focus, because we do understand that as an entrepreneur, you already have too much to do. There's too much on your plate already. So when you get that challenge, it's designed to push you so that you have to kind of restructure things in your life. That means you have to prioritize so that you're really focused on what is essential to move your business forward. You know, a challenge is designed to create the optimal level of productivity and performance that is going to move your business from point A to point B, all the way to point M, all the way to point Z. It's going to let you understand what you actually need to be doing to succeed in your business. So it's directing you, it's forcing you. It's like putting blinders on, because people tend to do the easiest things, right? People tend to do a lot of things that waste time, and you get used to it. So after a while, you're really not aware of what is actually time-wasting activity. But when you do a challenge, it brings into focus, into clarity, kind of like adversity creates clarity. When you have an emergency, you're focused. Okay, I got to handle this emergency. I got to deal with that. It's urgent. It's important. I got to deal with it, right? When you have a challenge, because you're making that commitment, it does create a certain focus on activities that are essential for you to be successful. So number 1 is focus, and definitely want to hear your comments on that. Do you agree? Is that an outcome of a challenge, that you become more focused? Now, number two is accountability. 2 is accountability, right? Now, here's the thing about a challenge. By its very nature, you're making a commitment not only to yourself, but also to a group. And even better yet, if you have a particular leader or mentor who has a certain amount of expertise or even renown in the industry, you're making a commitment to that person. You don't want to let that person down. You don't want to demonstrate that you're a quitter to someone who you admire. So that can be kind of nerve-wracking, that you're making that level of accountability. You're stepping up to that level of accountability. But you know what? When you step up to that level of accountability, it does something to you inside, because you're taking a courageous act by overcoming your fears, and it makes you a different person. It starts restructuring you inside. You're becoming stronger, you're becoming more powerful, and you're becoming the type of person that feels like, you know what, if I can do this challenge, I can do just about any challenge. And by the way, I'm bad to the bone, right? See that shift? See that change? Very, very powerful. Now, definitely want to hear from you if you agree that accountability is something that can take you to the next level. The other aspect of accountability is you're more likely to do what you're setting out to do if you're accountable. How powerful is that? Third, it's going to provide you training. You know, if you take on the right type of challenge with the right type of leader, they're going to feel good that you stepped up to take their challenge. And as a result, they're going to be inclined to give you some ninja techniques, some ninja strategies, some hacks that are going to help you get to the next level. They want you to succeed because you stepped out to take their challenge. You're very special to them, and they're going to put extra time. You're going to get training that people would normally have to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars to get, just because you took that challenge. How powerful is that? Number four, it is taking you beyond your comfort zone. Absolutely. There's no question. If a challenge does not take you beyond your comfort zone, it is not a good challenge. Stay away from those type of challenges. But if it does take you beyond your comfort zone, here's a hint. It's been said that it takes at least 20 days to create a habit. Well, Science shows that it's really closer to 30 days. That's why the best challenges are 30-day challenges. Because if you're doing that thing that you're supposed to be doing for 30 days, it's becoming ingrained in your software programming inside of your brain, right? You're reprogramming yourself. You're reprogramming your behavior. You're reprogramming your attitudes. You're reprogramming your self-esteem. You're reprogramming yourself. By the end of that 30 days, guaranteed you're going to be a different person, so long as you don't quit. If you do the activities that are set out in that challenge, you will be a different person. And finally, number five, you're engaging in a culture of excellence. You've probably heard the saying, your income is probably an average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. It's so true. It's so true. People are so affected by culture, by people who they hang out with. You know, there was an interesting study. It was actually on this TV show Candid Camera that came out in the 60s, but it was a study. It was scientific, right? And what they did, they had in a company, they had an experiment done in an elevator. Everybody except for one person was part of the experiment. That one person was the guinea pig, right? And so normally when people walk into the elevator on a busy morning, normally they walk into the elevator and they turn around and face the doors because they know that's where the doors are going to open on the other floors. So what they did, they were testing the power of culture and how it impacts people. And so with this, everybody else who was in the experiment, what they did, when they walked in the elevator with this guy, they turned around and faced the opposite direction, testing him, testing his resolve to fight the impact of culture. Well, he tried to fight it for a while. You can see in his face, he's kind of trying not to turn around, but eventually, within about 30 seconds, he turned around and faced the same way everybody else was facing. And then they did it with other people. They did ridiculous things like people coming in and turning to the left or turning to the right. And back then is when the guys were wearing hats. And so they did one example when one person walked in, everybody put their hat on. So he did the same thing. It's absolutely amazing. And usually the impacts of culture are unconscious. So here's the thing. You're going to be impacted by culture, whether it's a good culture or a bad culture. So you want to be involved with a culture of excellence. You want to be involved with a culture that's going to focus on leveling up, that's going to focus on taking you to the next level, that's going to look at the type of activities that make you successful and they get excited about it. How about that? How about a culture of excitement surrounding the activities that make you successful? Don't you think that would have an impact on you? Well, definitely want to hear your comments on that. Hey, by the way, if you like the information I'm providing here, well, let me give you an opportunity because the program that my wife and I are involved with, it literally provides you with a culture of excellence. And it shows you from literally point A to point Z how you can earn renewing, consistent, increasing levels of revenue and profitability online. And actually in the comments below in the description, we have a link to that, and it's called our #1 method of earning income online. #1 method of making money online. So check in the description, look for that link, click the link, and definitely get involved. And by the way, click like, comment, and subscribe. With that, this is Eric Duncanson saying, hope you're having a great day. If not, let's definitely make it a great one.